gather some information about the damage. How many home structures, what are we looking at here?
Reportedly one building collapsed as a result of the storms and possible tornado in the area. A roof was reportedly ripped off another building, and there's various damage to residences. A trailer park supposedly has damage, and another restaurant in this area has been damaged by the storm.
What's the biggest challenge right now?
Biggest challenge right now, there's several power lines down on the roadways. We have several roads closed. Hopefully we have the power company out here now working on those. Hopefully we get those cleared. There's been no reported injuries and no displacement of anybody, so that's all good news.
Is it a pretty concentrated area where all of the damage is?
Reportedly it occurred mostly along Shepherd Hill, so that's where the majority of the damage have occurred.
Your deputies, any of them reporting seeing the actual tornado funnel cloud?
None of our deputies reported that, but we do have several individuals that reported seeing it following the funnel cloud.
Timeline-wise, I don't know if you can talk about Entergy, but how much are we getting power restored, or how long until power is restored, or how long until these roads are back open?
That information hasn't been passed on at this time. They're currently working on them. They have trucks out there now working on trying to clear the roadways and then, of course, restoring power.
And no injuries still at this point?
No injuries reported at this point, and we haven't been reporting any displacement of anybody either. Probably nobody's been in a home that's been destroyed to the point where they don't have somewhere to go or anything.
Any agencies like Red Cross coming out to help, anything like that?
At this point, I haven't been aware of any agencies responding to the area. Obviously, Emergency Operations Center could call them out at any time, and of course, they have places if people do need to go, they can be contacted.
Was this a confirmed tornado?
We do have individuals that confirm that they did see the tornado come down and touch the ground, so it's a confirmed tornado.
And that RV park, is that where a lot of, I know we just talked to a man who was flipped, is there a lot of damage in that area?
I don't know the extent of the damage to the RV park. I don't know the damage, but I can get the name of the RV park for you here in a second.
Okay.
So what's next? What's following up with the National Weather Service? What's
We're continually watching the weather. Right now we're trying to open the roadways. We're assisting the power companies with that. Several of the roadways are closed here. We'll open the roadways, and of course we're assessing damage to any property right now. A list will be made in reference to that damage, and we'll go on from there.
What is your name?
Forrest Harvey, Forresthharvey.
Okay, tell me, where do you live?
I lived in RV park near the fish ponds on 75.
What did you see, or how did you know it was coming, or what? Tell me about it.
Well, I'd gone with my brother to his barber shop in Montgomery, and we watched the Christmas parade down there and started for home. And I said I didn't want to go home right then. I wanted to go to the Cracker Barrel, so we called his wife and asked her if she wanted to go to the Cracker Barrel. She said yes, so we went, had dinner up there. And on our way back, coming down 45, we could see the tornado coming down, tracking down 45, and then when I crossed over onto 75, tore up a bunch of the buildings along 75 down towards New Waverly, and hit the Fish Pond restaurant, put their lights out, tore out a lot of the power lines, ripped my trailer over, took the back end off the trailer next to mine, and damaged 2 or 3 other trailers in the park. They had to pry one door open to get somebody out of their trailer. And we hadn't really thought too much about it until everything was all done, and then it kind of hit us what had been happening.
Yeah. How badly? Yours is flipped over, you said?
Yes, mine is a total loss.
Okay. All right. Appreciate it, sir. First of all, what's your name?
My name is Barber John.
B-A-R-B-E-R?
Mm-hmm.
Last name John, J-O-H-N?
Yeah, well, my real name is John Marcus Harvey, and everybody calls me Barber John. I have the only barber shop in Montgomery.
Okay. All right, tell me what happened.
Well, we went to eat, and when we got done eating, we headed north on 45, and we were watching the clouds, and I said, see those dark clouds? That's right over our house. And I said, you see this south wind? When they hit that, you're gonna see some action when that warm air hits that cold air. And then the next thing you know, it formed a tornado. and then the tornado started tearing up power lines, and then we followed it down 45 and it crossed 45, so we got off at Shepherd Road and exit and followed it down to Mueller's. And then before we got to Mueller's, I told her, you've got to stop this car. It will pick us up and take us away. So she stopped. We waited, maybe 1 minute. And then I said, now go slow. I don't want to catch the tornado. And so then we got to see all the stuff that tore up and blew all over the place from Mueller's. Yeah, I mean, it tore Mueller's up. There's got to be, it's bad. And then we tried to go on down 75 north, but the power lines were across the road. So we turned around and we went all the way up to New Caney, New Waverly, and came back from New Waverly trying to get to the Fish Pond restaurant. And then I ended up getting us on a little feeder road, and we came in behind
the trailer park.
The trailer park, and the fence had been laid down, so we walked across the fence and went to my brother's trailer, and of course it was upside down with its wheels in the air. And thank God he took us to dinner.
Okay.
So everything is fine.
Great.
You know.
All right. I appreciate it, sir. Thanks.